person up in ya. Goblin Slayer coming at us with some interesting information and one hell of a little bit of a twist at the end. I am pretty confident that we're going to be seeing a lot more of just this group of people getting to know each other and putting more and more like together when it comes down to actually figuring out why the Demon King does what he does and even what might continue to happen if they aren't like taken care of. So super super crazy to see um like nothing bad happening to people. Like that seemingly is just a thing that happens in the show. So to see the complete opposite happening is probably a really huge shocker to people that watch the series. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see a lot of people dropping the series because nothing's happened for quite a bit, and we're on episode 10 now, and like nothing's happened nearly as close to what happened in the first episode. So I think people feel like they're kind of gypped, like they got gypped, or just a necessary common person who's like, oh, I thought this was going to continue to be just just painfully, hard to watch and stuff like that. Um, I mean, it's definitely painfully hard to watch. Everybody trying to watch this show for the wrong reasons, but that's not what made this episode good. This episode is good just because it feels like they know when they need to take a break because if they just keep going at it like nonstop, letting these characters just continuously fight all of these different fights, um, it'll feel way like it already feels kind of like crazy that he fights as much as he does, and not to mention he's going into battles prepared to fight goblins, not giant orcs and goblin champions and or whatever, So to know that he's going into these dungeons and pretty much now is having bad luck in the case of finding everything but, just goblins. So, it's kind of clear to me that maybe having all these people around him is just increasing the chances of finding like these crazier monsters because I honestly don't think he found I don't think he ran into somebody who was at that um like some crazy random monster that wasn't something like a goblin that he actually engaged in by himself. I mean, besides a shaman, but pretty sure that was just like a higher level of a goblin. So it was still technically a goblin. It was just a goblin that's definitely learned a few things. So I'm really interested to see where they're going with all of that and just how much is going to, continuously happen. But like I said, this is episode 10, so there's really only two more episodes left. It's doing a 12 episode season, just like How to Summon a Demon Lord, just like really all the animes that I feel like they don't really understand or know if it's going to do well for the right reasons or if it's gonna do bad. I feel like that's what the 12 episodes is really about. It's just like, hey, we noticed it was a manga. We noticed people enjoy the manga, but I don't know if the anime like it's gonna do well. So they kind of just put forward their best little 12 episodes and whatever comes out doing well, they pretty much just act like it was all planned. So I'm not fully sure if this thing's gonna come out like ridiculously like hated or anything like that, but from as far as I can tell, people aren't um too angry about it. I mean, we're gonna know a lot more about the fandom, like, or the more recent people that are into the show and talking about it. If they don't enjoy something like this that actually felt like it was needed after all the crazy stuff we go through, and I think like the slice of life stuff actually coexists really well with actual everyday armor, like repairs and stuff like that, because like I said, he goes into battle prepared to fight goblins, and yet his armor is getting thrashed by things that are, completely different, much stronger. Nothing his armor pretty much was signed up for. So it's crazy to think that people are like, oh, he should be fine. He should be doing another mission the next day. It's like, nah, bro. Like, even though they're on a 12 episode, like, season, they're still trying to give some type of, like, a little bit of everything, I feel like. And knowing that they have 12 episodes and knowing that they could, end on a pretty weird cliffhanger, uh, I just have a little bit of hope that they're going to pull this out and actually give us some content in the sense of, um, something worth watching by the end of this last season. Not only just hopefully give us another season after they're done, but hopefully everything that comes through after this will be either setting up for a season two or a definitive end, I guess. Like if they really wanted to kill off the Goblin Slayer. I mean, we've seen animes that have manga adaptations and they do still completely the opposite of what was given in the source material. So, not out of left field for them to be like, well, we don't really see ourselves doing Goblin Slayer anytime soon, so we could just end it now, and if someone else wants to pick it up, they can do whatever they want with the story. Either start off where they left off, or just completely start over and do it in their own vision. So all of that is in the air right now. Um, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a lot more information of, or at least maybe some more information on the Sword Maiden and just where she might end up like needing help goblin wise, because as of right now Goblin Slayer, when he was doing all this, was offered pretty much to go and fight against the demon lord and fight like little straggler monsters and stuff like that so he can at least pretty much make money, and that was pretty much seemingly what all the normal no like great talent adventurers would do. And it goes to show you like how little Goblin Slayer, if ever he goes into town without his armor, that people who literally talk about him dang near daily can't even recognize that it's Goblin Slayer. I mean, I think the attendant kind of knew. I don't think she like full on uh, even like really saw him. He was always kind of like blocked by everybody, or maybe that was just on purpose for us as the viewers to not see Goblin Slayer like they were trying to show off. It was like they were just practicing how to hide people this week. It was the weirdest thing. But yeah, they got to hide Goblin Slayer. We didn't get to see his face one time, even though he was completely out of his armor like all episode. I don't know what's the significance of hiding like his literal eyes, nose, and ears. Yeah, like so. Hopefully, there's a big significant payoff of that because they're really playing heavy to it. Um, like usually you don't hide something continuously unless it pays off. And if it doesn't pay off, that would be kind of disappointing. But the big twist that we get to see at the end of this that kind of blew my mind was looks like the village that he grew up in, or at least the village that the person, like one of his old friends, are still in. Um, may be getting raided by goblins very soon, and just by the character that we know Goblin Slayer to be, he's probably going to try to take on the whole entire horde of goblins by himself. So, even though it was a relaxing episode, we literally get some information that could 100% change the perspective of how chill it was just by giving us a little teaser. Um, I mean, literally, it's just it's footprints, like by the farm. So, and by the looks of it, there's a whole crap ton, like literally a horde. So maybe it might be the horde that rushed them the last time. So this could be revenge and stuff like that. So I don't know. We're getting into some very interesting and dangerous territory. So I guess we'll get to see that very soon here. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know down below by dropping a like and subscribing. It'll be greatly appreciated. And other than that, let me know what you guys think is actually gonna pop off with all these footprints that are left at the very end of this episode. It seems like they're pretty much setting us up for some very, very sad stuff, um, including if um, the person to get attacked is the girl that's kind of been the one at the village that's been waiting for him this whole time. Because him talking about his future, or just him in general having friends and like uh, seemingly coming back to his senses and doing it without even her help, seemingly is leaving a mark on her. I feel like it's kind of getting to her in a sense of she's been here every single time you come home and you never change ever. But since you've been on these adventures with these people, you are pretty much doing things you've never done before. And I think that's just where the little bit of jealousy comes in. But that's just my opinion. Sorry I yawned, guys. I'm doing this at like 10 o'clock in the morning right now, and I hadn't got any sleep. Some closed alpha came out that I was playing, so yeah, that kind of messed up my whole schedule. But I will still try to get you guys this content regardless. I'm watching Sword Art. Well, it's on right now on pause. I'm watching it as we speak, though, so expect Sword Art to be dropping soon. There will be a bit of a break this time. I'm gonna like take a nap and I'll be on like a weird cycle, but I think I'll try to make the Sword Art video before I go to sleep, so it's at least done for you guys, and you can just um, be ready for it whenever I'm ready to drop it, and whenever I get all this family and other stuff handled. So thank you guys so much for the support, and also for not yelling at me and being mad at me for dropping stuff at different times. I apologize for that. Um, just trying to make sure everything is a-okay. But yeah, make sure you guys drop a like down below. It helps tremendously. And also share the video if you guys don't mind. And let me know down below what you guys are feeling about Goblin Slayer. If it is still something you're watching and enjoy, or if you're just watching it at this point to see just what could possibly pop off in this series. So, or both. I mean, you could definitely be doing it for both. So with that, everybody, I hope you have a good one. I hope you have a good morning, night, afternoon, whatever the case it is when you watch this. And I will talk to you in the next one, my anime people. So with that, peace.